Good morning. Someone put this here. 2 oranges, some bread, water. I think they thought I was like fucking broken, homeless and everything.
So, I was in New Zealand, also known as the land of the long white cloud. I had just arrived in Auckland, the country's biggest city, with 14 days to spare. 14 days to do exactly what I wanted, and given that I hadn't been to this country before, I knew I sure as hell wasn't gonna get bored right away. After spending the night on a footpath beside someone's random lunch pack next to a train yard, I made my way to downtown to make sure I'd seen it all before attempting to work my way further south.
So I have made a decision to leave Auckland. How'd I do that? Well, I was gonna film it, but the highway situation is a bit fucked. I don't like hitching out of highways. So my second best option is cargo trains. Yeah, I forgot to mention, we got a nice sunset here going. I don't know, I haven't done much research. I had a quick look at it yesterday. I don't know what I'm doing, but I wanna go south. I wanna go to National Park, which is halfway through the North Island. Well, let's see if I'm lucky though. The trains go pretty much everywhere actually. I don't know how I'm gonna go about getting this train, but I'm gonna try my best. There should be a few tonight. It's all 40 containers. I got this train. I think this train, actually I don't fucking know. It'll get me to Hamilton at least, and then we'll see it from them.
After staying on the train for about 2 hours, we stopped at a yard in Hamilton. I knew there was a junction up ahead, and I was dreading that this train was gonna turn left and head towards the nearest port instead of continuing south. I was still in the outskirts of the city, so when I saw that my train began rolling again, I thought I could at least taxi my way to the junction with hopes of it rolling slow enough to jump off of in case it went the wrong way.
Is this what I rode? Yeah. Fuck, we're heading left. Yeah. Maybe fucking try to get off this thing now. Too fast. You fucking moron. Why did I stay on that train?
I managed to get off the train after riding about 45 minutes towards the wrong direction. By the time I got off, it was already past 2 a.m. and decided my best option was to get some sleep trackside on some farmland. Having woken up, I knew I had to get back to Hamilton in order to continue south towards the national park I was eager to visit. Hence, I saw myself with no other choice but to try and see what thumbing was like out here in New Zealand.
Thank you so much. Just got a free ride back into town. At first he said no, he wasn't allowed to, which I respect. And then I think he paid for it on his like card or something. I don't know, I guess he gets some special prices, so it's like $2. What's that?
I'm going to Cambridge, it's on the way.
Is it on the way?
Yeah.
Okay, can I put my bag here? I'm actually going to Tongariro National Park.
Oh yeah.
So I figure I'll just write topo.
Yep.
Since it's on the way. So you live here in Cambridge or?
No, Hamilton. I just got to catch up with someone and... Yeah. What are you up to?
Be on the road. Yeah. Just heading back. I've been in Hamilton or Cambridge.
After getting dropped off in Cambridge by my first ride, I ended up waiting over an hour for the next one. Waiting like this didn't surprise me at all, as it's quite normal. However, if it was like this all over the country, I knew I'd waste a lot of time here given that I only had 2 weeks. Despite the wait, it took me about 2 hours south before reaching Taupo, checked out some sights in the area, and then I was dropped off in the city.
The clouds just came in. It is about 3:30 right now. It is 70 kilometers to the mountain that I want to climb, which I can see from here, and I see a bit of snow up there, which is pretty cool. You already know what time it is. Well, I'm just gonna continue sticking thumbs. I've been a bit slow. I didn't sleep much last night, so I'm pretty tired, but should be doable. And this place is fucked. So beautiful. Walked for over an hour now. Didn't really find a good spot, but I think I'm here now.
Going over there to the mountains.
Oh, that's actually where I'm going as well.
Oh, okay. Whereabouts?
Are you going hiking or?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well. I've just been dropped off here in the middle of nowhere. I was lucky enough to be picked up by a hiker. He's going hiking tomorrow. And he left me here at this trailhead. It is 6 or something right now. There is nothing around here. I'm completely alone. There was a sign saying no camping. I don't think anyone's gonna check me staying here, but I just want to be a bit off the road just in case. End of the Tongariro Alpine Crossing. Good morning. 4:30 right now. It was pretty cold last night, to be honest. Still, it's fucking cold. It has officially started to get a little brighter, so I can actually see my surroundings. I'm gonna tell you one thing. I don't have to tell you, but I'm gonna do it anyways. It is beautiful. Actually, you're supposed to end where I started, because it is 300 meters less if you start in the other direction, in elevation. It's a sudden change in landscape here now. Pretty like Mars looking place, to be honest. Not much vegetation up here. You can see the big volcano. Yeah, so this is the Blue Lake right here. Don't know if you can hear me, it's pretty windy. It doesn't look that blue right now. I'm sure it has seen bluer days, but... So Mount Tongariro is the first peak that you can see here, and behind is... Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to pronounce it, but I'm gonna try to go up that tall, cone-looking ass volcano. It looks so sick. Made it to the top. Going down again. Yeah, volcano, not bad. Yeah, this is sick. So I'm trying to get up there, somewhere up there, to the top. Just right there, it is windy as hell. But here is calm. Oh shit, there's some thermal shit going on here. can you say, man? I don't have much to say.
The crater.
That mountain over there, Mount Rupeho, or however you say it. It's another tall mountain. Taller than this, actually. It is, yeah, I guess it's another volcano as well. But it's pretty windy up here, if you couldn't tell already. And I'm freezing my nuts off wearing only shorts, so the plan is pretty simple. Head back down and then hitch a ride to whichever town is closest. Yeah, let's go. Okay, so there are 3 cars in the parking lot. That's not a lot. I'm just gonna hit the main road, I guess. Look at this view.
That was up here.
Hey, how you doing? Are you driving this way? It seems like you are. Where are you going? Can I come in anyways? It's in the middle of nowhere. I'll throw my stuff in here in the back here. Is that okay? What's up? I just met. Was it Andre?
Andre. Exactly.
From Germany here.
Yeah. Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, he bought this car and now he's going to be traveling around New Zealand for until October. So that's 4 months, 5 months.
Yeah, more or less.
Not bad. Yes, I'm not going to the next town. I'm going all the way down to Wanganui, which is by the coast. You said it's nice, so we'll see.
Well, I have no idea actually. I just try to find a hot shower and that's it.
I was dropped off in Wanganui late during the evening prior and spent a few hours sleeping on top of dog shit in the park before packing up my stuff at sunrise. The guy who brought me here mentioned that I was perhaps going to be driving to another volcano for a hike and said that I was welcome to join. However, in the late morning he messaged me saying he felt lazy, so I decided to thumb it towards the capital instead. I felt content with everything I'd seen on the North Island anyhow, knowing the South Island would be even more spectacular. Hence, I opted to spend more of the time I had there.
Turns out I'm the last cunt boarding this thing. It was the last ferry though. I was actually planning on exploring the city for like an hour or something, but...
Having caught a ferry over to the South Island, I arrived in Picton. I then took a quick look at the train yard, but unfortunately it was emptier than I imagined and I instead went to sleep in between a wall and a massive dumpster. At this point, I had no major plan on which route I wanted to take. Initially, the idea was to continue down the west coast, but after checking the forecast for the coming days, heavy downpours seemed to be present almost everywhere on the island, which resulted in me waiting it out in this town for the time being. It was a tough pill to swallow knowing I'd missed out on a lot of good scenery, but on the other hand, getting caught out in the midst of rain was definitely not the experience I was looking for. So after spending yet another night in this town, I watched the first ferry of the day arrive and walked to a spot in order to make it to Christchurch, a 4.5-hour journey further south.
First car. Hello, where are you guys going? Christchurch. Can I come to Christchurch? Yeah, okay. Sweet, thank you so much. I think it's lovely finally getting to the second biggest city in the country. You're hungry, you're looking for a supermarket, and you're cold, and you have nowhere to sleep. Yeah, that's lovely. That's the plan. I'm gonna find some food and then rest somewhere, sleep for the night. My sleeping bag is soaked, but it is what it is. I found this grassy area here, right next to some houses in a neighborhood. It's a decent place to spend the night, I think. It is not even 7 right now, like 6:30. But I'm gonna try to sleep pretty much the whole night and get a good night of sleep. That way I can run on that for the next couple of days, maybe. And if I can't get a good night's sleep, well, at least maybe I can try to fall asleep before it gets to the coldest point of the night. I had a pretty good night. It wasn't too cold at all. It's like 6 right now, 6:30 I think.
I walked towards the town center whilst observing the phenomenal colors in the sky created by the sun and the clouds. I still wanted to go a tiny bit further south towards the lake I'd spotted on Google Maps, so I caught a free bus ride heading to the outskirts and continued doing pretty much the exact damn thing I've done so far during this trip.
I've done heaps of hitchhiking, but I know what it's like.
Oh yeah? Well, this place is called Cave. I'll tell you one thing, never heard of this place before. Welcome to Lake Taco. Tortillas? I don't know, this is fucking crazy.
After seeing a massive rainstorm setting its course towards me, I figured I should look for a place to stay in order to stay dry, just in case of a heavy downpour. However, the surrounding beauty took control over me and instead forced me to hike up to a nearby mountain to make an effort to see even more. After all, that was a good decision, as it seemed like the rainstorm was only a false alarm anyways.
It looked like there was gonna be a huge thunderstorm coming in. And then I went into the woods, came out here, and we got a beautiful sun. I had no idea what happened, but I'm not complaining. Sun's going down already. Yeah, it took me a while to even hitchhike to get here, but I'm here, and I already got myself a place to stay. There's some trees down there, all the way down by the water, where I hope it's not as windy as it is up here. I don't think it will be. This is crazy. It is super calm right now. It rained a bit last night. The wind wasn't too terrible, but now it's completely silent, apart from birds. I don't think you can get a better morning than this. Super peaceful. This lake is said to be one of the coldest lakes in New Zealand because apparently there's still a glacier underneath.
Having watched the weather get even better throughout the morning, I hit the road once again with a goal of visiting another national park. In fact, the further south I went into the country, the easier it seemed to get picked up. Not only was this a huge pro, but the fact that I could actually communicate with them was even more amazing as opposed to when I was hitchhiking in Asia or even South America. After getting dropped off by my first ride at the intersection towards Mount Cook, the tallest mountain in the country, I was picked up by a Japanese couple who took me right there. It got to the point where I began to question whether I would have made it there any faster myself, even if I had a car of my own.
That wasn't too difficult getting here. In fact, I've just realized that this is a hotspot for tourists. So we're going on the Muller track. Should be a hut somewhere, like halfway or something, that I could stay in. However, I'd actually have to pay. I could probably sneak in. It's probably pretty easy. These people I caught the last ride with, they were from Japan, and they had actually been here yesterday. Or I mean down there, they didn't do the trail, but they said it was only 10 cars then. I think now I can probably count up to 100. It was pissing down yesterday, so they decided to go again. And I think they made a good decision doing that. The hut was cool and all that. Bunch of beds and shit. It said that you needed to check in with a warden. To be honest, I don't even know what a warden is, but that's too comfortable for me anyways. Yeah, I'm just following the trail now. If you call this a trail. I don't call this a trail, but I'm going up the mountain. Just sitting here right below 2,000 meters above sea level. And I'm in t-shirt and shorts during fall season. The sun is warm as hell, there's snow around, and I'm just having a great time out here, you know? Took me 2 hours and a bit more to get here, which is not bad at all. I'm just a bit curious to what my plan is right now. I know that if I do end up setting camp up here, I'm gonna be fucking cold. But if I do end up going down, it's gonna be in darkness, and it's a steep hill. Could be a little dangerous, but I could do that. But I think also down here, in the valley, it's also gonna get cold.
I ended up going back down last night because as soon as the sun disappeared behind the mountaintops, it just got so unbelievably cold.
Towards Monaca?
Towards Monaco?
Yeah.
We're going to Lake Tekapo.
Can you take me to where it splits off?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet, thank you.
We just picked up another hitchhiker. So I'm going to Wanaka with him then.
What I would do in your position, I would just like go into hostels. Yeah. And you just pretend like staying there. Yeah.
Welcome to Wanaka. Got here about an hour ago. I just resupplied on a lot of food and I ate it at the fucking toilet over there so you can shelter from the rain. But now it's starting to fucking piss down like crazy. I wanted to go and get even more food and then walk towards the mountain. I feel like it's fucking pouring like crazy right now. I walked over to this rugby field that surprisingly had a roof. However, when I got here, there was a sensor and the lights turned on, so I don't know how smart it would be for me to sleep here. Although that's the idea. I think as long as I just lay down and try to not move as much, maybe the lights will turn off.
I slept really good. It is 4 right now, and I want to go on a little hike once again.
Yeah, so it's 10 kilometers on this road. I'll be on the trail. and then just start ascending up towards the mountains and back down again after. Great.
9 to 10 hours, not bad.
The moon is shining at me right now. It's lovely. If you look behind me here, the sun's actually going up. I didn't realize that. Been walking for a bit over 2 hours now. It's getting closer to 7 a.m. Sorry. Walking in some fields right now. It's pretty wet and shit. Oh, for fuck's sake. Soaked. Rained a fuck ton last night. I'm happy I stayed under a roof. I'd say that. As soon as the sun comes up and it reveals what actually surrounds me, no words. Once again, no words. This country is amazing. Closing up to the first peak now, which is called Mount Alpha, I believe. I put on all my fucking wind clothes because I thought it was gonna be fucking windy up here, but instead I'm sweating my ass off. But yeah, it's been an incredible hike so far. It's very tough though, super steep, but I love it. It's great. Oh shit, here's the wind. Oh fuck. I think I made it. Yeah. Here we got a sign.
With the evening approaching, I made my way back to town to fill up on supplies. Considering I had done a decent amount of hikes the past couple of days, my legs were kinda starting to feel it, so I found a bush and took an early night. Having woken up whilst shivering to the freezing cold, I came to realize that today was supposedly the last day with sunny weather, so I knew I had to take advantage of it. I currently had a friend waiting for me in Queenstown, so despite my legs being sore, I decided to hike the 65 kilometers between to make sure I had really spent my time wisely in the country.
Holy shit. Whoa. Whoa. Are you serious? Look behind me. Yeah, that doesn't look good at all. It's cold standing up here.
It looked like there was a massive storm heading towards my direction, and the mere thought of sleeping outside in the mountains with only a $10 tarp as protection was not appealing, to say the least. Fortunately for me, there's nearly 1,000 huts scattered all over the country that can be used by hikers. I knew approximately how far it was to the next hut, and although I hadn't paid beforehand, I wouldn't think it'd be a problem to steal just one night under a roof.
G'day.
G'day, how are you guys doing?
All right. It's just you.
It's just me, yeah. You not asleep yet?
No, we've just gone.
Yeah, good morning. It's 6:30 right now. 6:40 maybe. Still dark. I just learned that this trail is a 3 to 4 day long trail, and I'm gonna finish it today. That's my goal. So let's get the fuck out of here. I thought the weather was gonna be ass today. Cloudy and rainy and fuck all. But we got some fog, but we got clear sky. Fuck yeah.
I used the clear sky as my main source of energy for the remaining distance to the next hut, where I envisioned catching a small break. In fact, this was one of the most difficult trails that I've ever done, and with constant elevation change, my legs were starting to feel some sort of fatigue, to say the least. Once at the hut, I downed an abundance of bread slices vertically into my throat before carrying on over the last mountain pass and the final distance to the next town, while of course getting drenched along the way. Having reached Queenstown the following morning, I met up with Bo the Hobo, a friend I hadn't seen since Mexico over 2 years prior, and with only a day left in New Zealand, hanging out with him was a perfect way to relax before a long flight. In summary, I only have one thing to say about my experience in the country. It had been amazing. Hitchhiking had never been easier, and the scenery couldn't get any better, which is pretty much all I'm looking for while traveling anyway. So in my eyes, New Zealand might as well be the perfect country for a trip like this.
Anyone recognize this guy? Well, if you don't, you're missing out. If you do, good on you. We are in Queenstown. Hitch a ride here from Arrowtown. And for some reason, met up with this guy.
Do you have anything to say about the surrounding areas?
Can't complain. It's not Canada. It's not Mexico. Not too bad though.
You like it? Not too bad. Great Vikings.
And try again.